And I didn't write the date down why I didn't do that, but the deadline is the 29th. So you will see that in the link here. I believe it's next month. It's February like 18th or 19th. So go check that out too if you haven't been to a farm. Okay, I think that's enough announcements. Michelle is going to intro us, and then Britta and Michelle and I are gonna take turns.
Hey, everybody. Okay, we're going to do something a little fun and different. We, as a team, when we were thinking about what we wanted to do this year, we came up with a great idea to do the first Tuesday of every month. It is going to be make it, share it, use it. And this class that we're going to do was born out of a pretty simple idea. Like most of us already have these incredible oils sitting on our shelves. And yet, as we know from Table Talk, there are so many practical, everyday ways to use them that never quite make it into our conversations we have here. So, not because it's so complicated, but because we don't always see what's possible until someone shows us how they're actually doing it in real life. So, tonight is about bridging that gap. So a few of us leaders are going to share our favorite ways to make simple like DIYs or ways that we practically use our oils. I don't want to say we're just doing DIYs. We're really going to tell you how we're doing things in a practical way, as opposed to like, we're going to talk about heart health. It's not going to be centered on a topic as much as practical ways of using our oils and our products. So we're going to bridge that gap and we're going to use them. We're going to show you how to actually use them in real ways that fit real people, real schedules, and really share what's actually working for us and how we actually do it. So these are the things that we reach for again and again because they're effective and practical. And honestly, these are the things we're going to show you just make our lives easier. And just as important, this isn't meant to be a one-way class. After we share, it'll be your turn. So while we're doing things, I want you to be thinking about what you can share. Because some of the best ideas, as we all know, like they don't come from, a leader or a presentation. They come from your kitchen and the gym bags and your car and what's on your nightstand. The chances are you're already using your oils in a way that someone else in this Zoom room hasn't thought of yet. So think of tonight as our collaborative table, and we're here to spark ideas and learn from each other and leave feeling more confident about using what we already have in simple, creative, and meaningful ways. Okay, so I'm going to kick this off. And tonight, what I'm going to show you is how to make a capsule. Okay. So we all know, like when we diffuse, we're taking oils into our lungs and it's getting into our bloodstream. And of course, we're putting oils on our skin. So many people are comfortable using oils these ways. And, it gets into our bloodstream that way and it's great for our skin. But some of us haven't delved into actually how to make a capsule. Like you can drop oils in your Ningxia Red, and that's a great way to do it. But sometimes there are reasons why you want to just put it in a capsule. So first of all, like let's talk about why. Why would you want to take an oil internally? And let me just preface by saying we're all young living people here, but I just want to say I only talk about using oils internally when I'm 100% sure that I'm talking to somebody who only uses Young Living oils, because I've seen some pretty creepy oils out there. Y'all, they're at Hobby Lobby and like they're at craft stores. I'm not putting that in a capsule. I'm not even diffusing that, to be honest with you, but I ain't putting that in a capsule and putting it in my body. So when you hear things on the internet about, oh, you can't take oils internally, you're darn right, you can't take Hobby Lobby oils internally. That's toxic. Okay. We are only talking about Young Living. Okay. So I just wanted to throw in that little caveat there. make sure we're all on the same page. But why would you want to use them? When you want to get something into your system, okay? I mean, yes, we know that oils, when you put it on your skin, it's mostly, affecting your skin area and so forth. And yes, it's getting into your body. But when you know you really need an internal, like you're dealing with something systemic, like inflammation or a gut issue, I want that to go internal and hit that area first and not like evaporate or anything like that. Okay. Um, and also when you really want to get the digestive area, okay, in particular. Another reason would be you want to put oils in a capsule because you don't like the taste or the smell of the oils, yet you want that effectiveness. Okay. So, like DiGize doesn't smell great if you need to put it on and go to work or be in public and not have people look at you funny. Okay. Or you're just self conscious, like, I don't actually care. But, you want, or you don't like the taste. Like nobody in my family other than me can like tolerate DiGize. I'm like, I don't care, bring it on. And yet they're like, no. I'm like, can I fill a capsule? Sure. So we do that with DiGize a lot. Um, or like the taste of an oil, so you don't want to put it in your Ningxia Red, those kind of things. When you want more than you can actually like put in your Ningxia Red or something like that. So there's really great reasons why you want to put them in a capsule. Um, okay, so a few like best practices. So I'm just going to be filling one capsule for you. And here's what I am using, the Young Living clear vegetable capsules. And you can find this on the Young Living website. You can search the word clear. Capsules doesn't work so well. Clear works. Okay, so if somebody wants to find that link and drop it in the comments. So I have a couple of bottles of these kicking around. These are great. If you're going to find them someplace else, I would always get the vegetable. You can use gelatin, but then you have to make sure that it's a super clean gelatin. We won't talk about sourcing, but gelatin, you have to be super careful about what it is. Vegetable, not is easier to get. Okay. And there are neat little holders where when people are making a lot of these for a certain protocol or something they're using, there's little holders that you can get. You can find them on Amazon and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to be filling one for you. So I'm just going to show you my little, one step, one capsule process here. Okay. I also like to have on hand coconut oil. It is the way that I like to do it. And so I'm coconut oil under 70 something degrees is a solid, which is how I prefer it. Otherwise, I would use a dropper, but I like it as a solid because that works better when you're just scooping it into the lid, which is what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so for this capsule, I just grabbed a couple of oils. Now I'm going to go through in a little bit. Next, I'll tell you just the different things that I've actually filled capsules for what the purpose of, like the protocols and things like that. Not protocols, but so in this one, I'm going to be putting longevity. Longevity is kind of hot, but it's a very good oil to want to use systemically. I know there was a protocol a couple of years ago that was you put longevity in a capsule and you use the skin serum, and that was a great combo. I saw great results with that, okay? Because you're actually like helping your DNA from the inside and topically. So I can already smell that hot clove in there. So that's one reason why you don't want to put it on your skin. So I suggest reading glasses when you're filling a capsule because I can't always see it, and a bright light behind it. So with this screen in front of me, I can see this clear as day. And so I'm just going to drop it in there, and you get used to like being able to aim pretty well. So like I just did like 7 drops. People always ask me how many drops, and y'all, I fill it up. That's what I'm all about. And I also grabbed GLF, which GLF I am not in any circumstances that am I going to taste that one. So I'm always going to put that in a capsule, and that's a great one. Gallbladder, liver function. And so I leave a little bit of room. I'm not sure if you can see that. A little bit of room there. And then, where's my lid? Where did I put my lid? Well, there it is. Okay. So then what I do is I take the lid, and while I'm not going to be able to, like, here's my solid coconut oil, I'm going to scoop it into the lid. I like adding a carrier oil to all of my oils. That's probably a little much. Okay. So it's in the lid there. And then I seal it. Okay. And it pops into place. And then I am going to take it. Perfect. Okay. None of that hot oil in my mouth and I like using the coconut oil with it because um, some of the oils, sometimes they can be a little harsh on your stomach. That's one reason why people would want to do that. That's not generally the reason why I do it. I think that adding a carrier oil allows it to suspend in your system a little bit longer. That's just me. Um, I just prefer that. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why I like to fill capsules and sort of like the protocols for them. I remember the first time I filled a capsule, I learned about how to do it. And so I sat there with it and I was feeling a little off. I remember like I was kind of like not depressed, but like emotionally like blue. And I was like, wow, this is weird. And so I sat there with my empty capsule in front of my oil shelf and I just thought, what oils would be good for this? And just kind of let my eye go across my different oils. And I chose Endoflex and Nutmeg. And I filled that capsule. And sure enough, like 30 minutes, and then I took the capsule and didn't think about it again. In like 30 minutes, I was like, wow, I actually do really feel better. Like that was awesome. So I just went with my instinct on that. Um, so again, Digest is great for any digestive situations you have going on. Um, like anything cardiovascular, high blood pressure, yeah, anything cardiovascular, Aroma Life is great for that. It's great to be able to fill a capsule and use that. For hormonal issues, love Progessence Plus in a capsule and Scleressence and even Endoflex. You can always mix whatever you want in the, in the capsule. That doesn't make any difference. Because like Scleressence does not taste good at all. And Progessence Plus, it's actually pretty effective when you take it internally. It's actually really effective under the tongue. But again, if you can't really tolerate that taste and it's going to prevent you from using it, then fill it capsule for sure. For things like DNA repair and longevity, certainly there is longevity oil, like I just did. Abundance is great. Frankincense, myrrh, grapefruit oil, those are, and copaiba, obviously for inflammation, but those are like my DNA/cancer killer oils. Those are the ones that I love. And then the other reason why we filled capsules is one of my favorites. We've gotten rid of kidney stones with copaiba and lemon oil, and I just fill that capsule all the way up. Like there isn't even counting drops. I just make sure it's full, and we go from there. Okay, so I will check the comments for any questions you might have, and we're going to move on to another one of our leaders who has another testimony.
Well done, Michelle. I've never used a solid oil to fill. Danette and I both never used a solid oil. So see, we're already learning things. And you guys are doing it perfect. This is what we want. So like in the chat, you're writing, I use this, I do this. Okay, like that's what we want. A little bit of group participation. Speaking of group participation, this is not a group participation event. This is a nasal inhaler, okay? This is something that you can find in stores now that have essential oils in them that are synthetic. So there are people that have potentially, I know that my stepmom, she's on here tonight, she taught me about these many years ago. And this was before we knew about essential oils. Well, there are empty ones. And there's there's four pieces, okay? Now, you can get them in white, you can get them in colors. I have a yellow one here. You can get all kinds of like fun colors, okay? So if you're a color person, you can do that too. There's four pieces to it. So there is the bottom of the item and there is a cotton wick. Okay, this is just a thick cotton. And what I do is sometimes you can kind of hold that cotton in there. Doesn't always fit perfectly because that's not the seal. Or the other option is you can take the dispenser and just drop your cotton wick in there that way. Okay. I actually may do that today. But I personally, there's no right way to do this. I mean, like they don't come with instructions. So I just have had to figure it out. You can do it a lot of different ways. So I love to use peppermint essential oil with a nasal inhaler. It is one of the most powerful ways. This is also a great way to share an oil with someone it's inexpensive. So instead of getting a bottle and not sure if they're going to use it, it's just like an immediate share. I had a friend that had a concussion not too long ago and was able to bring her one of these. And she said, oh my goodness, I can feel it like all the way back through my head. And I already feel better. Is that even possible? Like within a minute. And I said, yes, yes, that's absolutely, it's possible. Okay, so I just add until that wick starts to, you can see, you won't be able to see it on camera here, but you will see it start to, you know, get saturated. Or you can turn it on its side, put it in a container of some kind, right? And drop it so that you're not touching it. I have paper towel here though, so I'm good. And then I'm gonna flip it over because I want this. I mean, this will last me years. I mean, it just lasts. Now, I did just find one in my son's drawer, and he's in college, and I know I made it for him years ago, and it didn't smell good. Okay, so they're inexpensive enough, though. Okay, so what I do is then I just take that little bottom part and snap it on. So the cover keeps it sanitary, but then, ready? You plug one nostril and you inhale deeply from the other. If you've never experienced this, I'm telling you, you guys, you're in for a treat. It's really amazing. And I should, like, my dad has really good teaching on like the olfactory system and what actually happens when you're breathing an essential oil in that intentionally. So I like to use peppermint. You can use lavender. You can use any oil that makes you like peace and calming is another good oil. If you have an oil that tends to work really well, stress away, tends to work really well to calm people down, that's another good one. But I love it for sinus issues personally. That's just what I've used it. Then my little other tip with that is get yourself a label maker. There are all kinds of, I like the P-Touch label makers the best, but get a label maker and then print out a little label and I adhere it to that inhaler so then I know that it's my peppermint inhaler. And if you need somebody's name, you can put their name on it. You see, like there's all kinds of ways. So I found my links that I've used for these inhalers. I will drop them in here in the chat as well. So, and I'll look at questions and on to Britta's idea for tonight.
Okay, well, how many of you know what this is? This is mineral essence. So maybe perhaps you have heard of mineral essence before. I would love to see in the chat Tell me yes or no if you love it or if you'd like to. What is it? What is it? Love it or list it? Wasn't that a TV show? So would you love this or would you list this? If this was yours, would you love it or would you list it? Now, for years, I would say list it or actually just pitch it, right? Because, ugh. And I've tried over the years all kinds of things to make this palatable where I could decide, well, where I could enjoy it. And I will tell you, first of all, about probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, because I kept seeing all these people. Well, let me tell you what I would do first. I would get a shot glass of water and I would put my droppers in it. And I would do the shot glass as fast as I could. I shudder every time. And then after the shuddering was over, then I would drink my Ningxia or I would drink something to try to kill the taste. And you guys, I will just say it's an acquired taste. But a couple years ago, I kept seeing everybody say, they'd get their big tumbler and, much bigger than this. So like I don't know, I didn't bring my big tumbler, but they would fill it, put their 5 droppers in that, and then they'd pour in 32 ounces or 60 ounces of water, whatever, and said, "Oh, this is so delightful. It's so good all day long." And I'm like, why would you want to drink that all day long, right? But I decided a few years ago, and I found a bottle in the fridge that had been in the fridge for a long time, and it was chunky because if you don't know, there's bee pollen in this, or right, bee pollen, I think. And it solidifies, and so it does get a little chunky, I'll just say. But I decided, all right, I'm just going to use it. So I started doing a dropper every day, and I started adding or going up. So a couple of tips I learned. It does say on the bottle to refrigerate it after opening. But I think Skyla Mann, I think, told me that she heard a tip, don't put it in the refrigerator. It doesn't need to be refrigerated and it doesn't get as chunky if it's not. So I do not refrigerate mine now because I do use it though within a month. And then I started drinking or adding it to my water, and I added it to like if I was doing powders like sulfurzyme powder and other things, I would add it to them because I find that the mineral essence offsets the stevia in those powders because I'm not a big stevia fan. But then about I don't know, a few months ago, and I drink it every day now. I mean, like I muscle test, and like today I've already had 9 droppers of mineral essence in my Ningxia because that's just what my body needs. Most of us are deficient in minerals. They don't really talk about minerals. We always talk about vitamins, but minerals are really important. Um, so anyway, Yvonne told me a few months ago to get a glass of ice. So this is just ice, and I'm going to do this with you. It started to melt already. But if you get your ice and then get your bottle, and I do usually shake it up just so you know, just to make sure that's all, because you can see it's kind of chunky up through here. But and I know you guys are going to be like, there is no way I'm doing this. Something about adding it to your ice first, it does change the flavor, I promise. Take your Vitality drops. Doesn't really matter what flavor. Not a fan of these, I'll just be honest, because they have stevia in them and I don't really like it. But I still do my squirt of Vitality drops if I'm doing it this way. And then take your water, add that to it. And you guys, there's something about this. Or I taste this much more than I taste the mineral essence. But something about them adding it to ice changes it. So I would encourage you to do that. And just in case you're like, well, why do I really need minerals? Let me tell you, they're essential to nearly every function in the human body. They help with building bones, teeth, and tissues, conducting nerve impulses, maintaining fluid balance, and supporting the immune system, which we all need right now. Each mineral plays a unique role. They work together to ensure your body functions smoothly, and minerals are absorbed by the body through food and supplements and then transported to various organs where they're utilized to perform specific tasks. So I will just tell you quickly a little story. So I've been taking mineral essence for several years now. And every once in a while, I don't know, my heart just kind of goes out of rhythm and I've had it checked and nobody knows what it is. So, but I had that happen, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I need mineral essence. And you guys, because I've been drinking this, I put a couple droppers right under my tongue. And I will tell you, my heart regulated so quickly. because I gave it the minerals that it needed, right? And then I drank some, I probably added it to my Ningxia too. I think I did a couple shots of Ningxia. And when we give our body what it needs to support it truly, our bodies are made to heal and to function really well. So my challenge to you, drink your Ningxia or drink your mineral essence, go find some, even if it's in the back of your fridge, all chunky, suffer through that one, get a new bottle. It's better when it's new, I will say. But this is priceless. That's what I got.
So good. I love mineral essence. It's a great form of magnesium too in there that we forget about. So it's a great supplement to keep on hand. Okay, guys, now it's your turn. You've done a really good job. I'm super proud of you all for participating and helping us with this. But if you have something we shared has you thinking, oh, I want to share that or I want to say that. And we can just do regular testimonies too. We're not saying you guys have to share a DIY. This is also our general testimony time where we get to share. So if you can raise your virtual hand, that'll be great. And then I'll just call on you as we have another 15 minutes or so. And if we don't fill that time with testimonies, then we'll fill that time with testimonies, won't we? Yes, because we have 250 of you on here that you all have a story to tell. And so I can start calling people out. That's kind of what happens. So if you raise your virtual hand, down at the bottom, there's a react button, and you can just press that and it will pop up all kinds of things, and just raise your hand there. Or if you are on the phone and you don't have that ability, you can kind of just wait for a time to jump in and *6 to unmute yourself, and then *6 to mute yourself back after that. Okay, Mary Beth, would love to have you share with us if she can hear me. Mary Beth is not listening. Mary Beth, hello? Okay. You guys, I'm loving
She froze.
I think
She's frozen.
Yeah, that's probably, you're right. Thank you. Well, she'll come back once she realizes that she can't.
Yeah, she said that she kept dropping in the chat. I got a question. Julie asked about suppositories. Now, I will say Stacy is the queen of suppositories. However, that is one thing I forgot to mention is with that capsule. Y'all, although maybe not if it's longevity, but you don't have to swallow that capsule. You can also put it the other direction. Just saying.
We'll have Stacy do a DIY on suppositories. That's maybe next month, Stacy.
Stacy, you want to add anything to that?
We can definitely ask for a volunteer as well, since this started. I think Michelle will be great to volunteer.
I don't think we're going to do a show and tell on that one. We're just going to do the show, like the tell, not the show.
There's a lot of, if you plan on doing rectal suppositories, you can use suppositories vaginal as well. And so there's many different things. I actually just got this question today, and if you look in the desk reference, if you don't have a desk reference, someone can put the link in here in a second. You have to get one. It's about this thick, and it answers almost any question you could ever think of. But in there, someone doesn't want to take the, I think it's called the Pearl or something, but it's an estrogen vaginal suppository that people use that need it for atrophy, older, dryness, whatever, right? And so in the desk reference, so she said, what oils can I use to put vaginally? This is just a two-parter here. And I looked in the desk reference. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to be clary sage, whatever. But Gary said, literally, for this instance, you don't even have to take clary sage vaginally. You can use it oral. So he says 9 drops in a capsule. And she's been taking the Pearl for a very long time. And she stopped taking it. She started taking clary sage orally instead of vaginally, the other cream. And she said it does the same exact thing and was able to get off of the cream, which has other things going on in it as well. So that's like amazing. But we do use obviously for situations of like hemorrhoids or cancer or a yeast infection or something like that, is what you can use those things for. But so you can literally, there's so many, I don't know, I don't want to take up time talking about this right now, but we could go through it and I can put the handout in here in a second. I'll go find it. But suppositories are a great way to, like, it will just get rid of hemorrhoids. And if you have an external hemorrhoid, if you just put cypress on your finger and put it right there, or bend over and have someone drop it right there, cypress literally takes away a hemorrhoid in probably like 32 seconds. That's what Michelle told me, at least.
Daisy.
I'll put the thing in here for hemorrhoids, and then we can always go over it a little bit more in depth. Because if you're gonna be doing it, I mean, not for hemorrhoids, excuse me, for suppositories. But if you're gonna be doing a lot for a situation, like for months, because you have vaginal cancer or rectal or prostate cancer or prostate problems or whatever the case may be, then literally there's a system that can make it easier that you can get, that has like the syringe, and then you mix it all up. You just insert it into the molds, and it makes it not as messy to make. Yeah, that's it. I'll go get that.
Thank you, Stacy. That's so good. Okay, does anyone have a story or testimony that you want to share this week?
I don't have one of those, but I have a quick question because I keep getting dropped. So I want to jump in real quick. At the very beginning, I heard something about something that's happening this Saturday at noon Eastern time. I didn't hear what or where we access that. And then the Highland Flats Farm in Idaho, a deadline of 29th. I'm assuming that's to pay, but again, I don't know exactly
Sure.
where to sign up for that.
Yep, I can drop the links back in the chat again. Mary Beth, that's an online, the farm visit is
Okay.
an online event, and it's being held in February, and the online registration, I'll drop that link in here. It has that date.
Thank you.
I didn't write the date down. And then this Saturday is the New Year's kickoff, which Young Living, it's going to be on the Young Living, it's just YL Brand Partner USA Facebook page. And so I'll drop that link in here again, no problem. And that's at 10,
Thank you so much.
at 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Thank you.
Okay, who has testimony? I know somebody has shared over the holidays. Kelly, thank you. Kelly, share with us. What a pretty spelling of your name. You probably can't get unmuted.
Woohoo! I finally got the unmute to take.
Hard on the phone.
It is sometimes. So the one thing I wanted to share, it always amazes people when, and even our little Facebook groups and stuff. So I thought I would share it here. I do make my own lip balms because I like citrus fresh in them. But one of the things I love to use the lavender lip balm for, I don't love it on my lips. Okay. So I found a new use, and this is the time of year I use it the most, on those dry, patchy elbows and those dry, patchy knuckles. I put it on those, and it is amazing. Now, I hate lotion, but I love Young Living lotion. But sometimes lotion's just not enough for some of those areas. And I'm telling you, that lavender lip balm is killer for that. So there's my little hint for today.
Kelly, that's
but it's really great use for it that's outside the norm.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion for dry spots. I keep a lavender lip balm everywhere, like everywhere, because I love it for my lips. So anyway, it's one of my favorites, and it's great for like if you get burned and you don't have lavender, which you all should carry lavender with you anyway. You should, because you never know when somebody else is going to get burned.
Right.
And so, yeah, but that's a great tip. Use on your knuckles and elbows. Like that, Kelly. Joan. There you go.
Hi, I just wanted to add my favorite mineral essence bath. I love my bath. And so when I draw my bath, I put maybe 10 droppers of mineral essence, Epsom salt, sea salt, seaweed powder, apple cider vinegar, the oils of choice. I usually get the bath gel plain and make all the conifer oils, kind of make a, you know, all the evergreen oils, the RC, the eucalyptus, everything, and put that in there. But I love mineral essence in a bath because I heard that thing about your skin is the largest organ of absorption. And if you are in a tub for 20 minutes, your body absorbs the equal of 8 glasses of whatever that liquid is that you're sitting in. And it just made the whole point about the importance of clean water, even in your bathtub and in your shower and so on. And that when I was putting all this stuff in my bath, it's just going to get absorbed and go systemically everywhere. And it makes me very happy. Thank you.
Joan, thank you so much for sharing that. That's a great tip. That was a great. If somebody wrote her little recipe down, that was your own DIY right there. It was perfect. Thank you, Joan.
You're
Beth.
welcome. Well, you can throw in Melrose if you want to get rid of some EMF things. You're just taking a long plane flight or something. Then I always add some Melrose to my bath, and that's great at neutralizing EMFs.
Very smart choice. Very smart choice, Joan. Thank you. Beth, go right ahead.
So I'm sure there's someone else besides me that had mineral essence that they found in the back of their fridge or in their door. It's like been open maybe several years. I knew I needed to take some. I had some new bottles that I could take internally, but didn't want to throw the old one out, and I knew it was still good. It was in the fridge, right? But I just had a problem taking it, so I had some tingling and sensations in my lower legs. And I took that mineral essence, and every night I would rub a couple droppers on my legs, and that went away. Your skin absorbs it, guys.
Wow. Yep. Use up that mineral essence. Very good, Beth. Very good. Good tip. All right, maybe one more. Do we have one more story? Helen, I see your hand.
Hello, everyone. Sorry.
You got it, Helen.
I'm Helen. I'm new here. I got invited by one of my clients' mother. I've
Welcome.
been using essential oils, but I've been using all the wrong ones. And I really truly believe that God works mysteriously. He connected me with this client and his mom so that I can get the right stuff. And I'm so grateful for that. I was able to get connected. I was able to get loyalty, join the loyalty membership, something like that. And I've, I think I have about 3 cases of alls now. And I'm like, whenever I have cold or whatever, I just run to my all collections. But I love Daiji's all because I've had um digest problems with my digestions a lot, acid reflux, stuff like that. So, I'll just drop 1 or 2 drops in the water and just drink it, or drink it with juice or something because I don't like the taste of it.
Hmm?
But I'm learning, and I'm super excited to be a part of this forum, and I'm grateful that God was able to connect me with my client's mom. I'm not going to call her name. And I'm loving it. I love the experience. I had cool, and once I did all of the put some oil in the diffuser and put some on my chest, the RC, put some RC on my chest, the cold was gone the next day. So these oils really, really work. I'm really interested in the suppository aspect of the oil. So I'm really curious to know how that works. And because I have some capsules, empty capsules here, but I don't know how to. I want to learn more. I want to learn how to mix the oils, how many drops of this, how many drops of that, and you know, and I'm also trying to order the book because when I used to work with my clients, her my client's mom, her she has a book. I was always in the book. I was just flipping pages and writing stuff on my little notepad. I'm like, this is for cold. This is for headache, and this is for this, and this is for that. So I'm really grateful for Young Living Oil. And Young Living Oil, correct me if I'm wrong, is the only oil that you actually ingest, take in. All of the other oils, you can't just drink it.
Our suggestion is that you only ever ingest a Young Living essential oil. That's correct, Helen.
Yes, yes.
And
So and that's
so
and I have been I have a whole lot of other collection of all different kinds of other oils that is not even healthy for me. So once I started using Young Living oil, I just throw everything else away.
you did the right thing. You did the right thing. We're here to tell you, like, high fiving you, Helen, because welcome. First of all, welcome. And thank you for speaking up because it encourages those of us who I've been in Young Living for almost 16 years, 17 years. Many of
Mhm.
us have been about that. And so
Mhm.
we have learned over time. And so I just want to encourage you, keep showing up on Tuesdays, keep talking to your friend's mom who introduced you, like talk to them and learn because that reference guide will help you. These Tuesday
Mhm.
night calls show up and because you will learn something new every single time and just use your oils just like you are, Helen. It sounds like you're doing a great job. So just
Mhm.
keep using them and that's how many of us learned at the beginning. There's so many resources that we can point you to. So welcome. Thanks for speaking up
Thank
and
you.
we're happy to have you. All right,
Thanks
Miss
for having
Barbara,
me.
you're going to close us out tonight.
Helen, I want to just make a suggestion that I would not worry about what the oils are for. I can't smell, so all I do is I use them for what they're for. I don't care really where they go, how they go, where they should go. Use them, and you'll be surprised what they say it's for. Sometimes it works for other things, right? But because I can't smell, I wanted to share this tonight that I'm very sensitive and somebody doubted me. And I said, well, let's do it. Because I can't smell, so you don't even have to blindfold me. There was no labels on bottles, and I can't tell you what oils they used. But they were running them under my nose. I said, whoa, no thank you. Another one, no. But I could tell the Young Living ones as they were going under my nose, even though I can't smell. So they would upset me between like my lower chin and down into my stomach area. So I can vouch for you that seriously, when they say do not trust any other oil than Young Living, absolutely that's true because I can feel it. I don't have the interruption of the sense of smell. So, and then one other thing I wanted to mention is back in, I don't know if it was 2014, 2015, I recall Gary saying that we have so many oils, mine are all lined up on a huge rack, that we sometimes get into a habit of using the same oil time after time after time. So he said at night before you go to bed, just close your eyes, you're in the dark, run your hand down that rack and just grab like 2, 3, or 4, use them. I will do that once a week and you'll be surprised at what you grab. And then in the morning is when I look at what I applied. So that's a great way because somebody earlier in the chat had said, I have so many oils I don't use. I recommend that. It's really good. That's all I have.
That's so good, Barbara. I was hoping you were going to share that for Helen. I had a feeling that was your, because wasn't your testimony too that you used like the whole kit? Like you just started and you used the whole kit.
Yes, I had the whole kit. It was 11 oils at the time, and I used every drop of oil within 28 days. Yeah, I should have detoxed heavily, but I needed to detox heavily, so it was actually a good thing. Yeah.
So everybody's story is different and everybody's story is important and special, you guys. So thank you for blessing us and showing up tonight. We will see you next Tuesday. I did not look at the